Welcome back, everyone, to CLG Run It Thursdays. It's a beautiful day for fighting games, just as every day is. I am Rinja. I'm here, joined this week by Flexes. How you doing, fam?
I am so good and so excited to be here. I'm happy to be able to commentate with you. I'm happy to be able to also witness some amazing Street Fighter V matches tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. We've got some new faces coming in this week, but we've also got some returning ones, and of course, the crowning king from last week, ChrisCCH. So it is going to be a lot of fun. But Rinj, tell me, how are you feeling this evening?
I'm feeling fantastic for sure. I'm looking forward to our players, of course, and I think all eyes are on ChrisCCH, right? The young prodigy on his throne, and we've known about ChrisCCH for a little while, but he definitely has more of a spotlight now than he's had, I think, ever in his FGC career, right? Because he's been at it for a hot minute now, but obviously with the rise of his gameplay, with the rise of his results, his qualifications for CPT season finals, him being able to take down Run It Thursday last week, we're going to see if anybody, and we're going to start with one of his close friends, right? One of the inner circle members that was on that Team West Coast in that 5v5 at Combo Breaker with Jot.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. It'll be interesting. Breaking down a little bit of the matchups too, because as we mentioned, we have ChrisCCH, we have Job, but we also have some returning members. We have Mataoja, Doctor Afrikan, we've got Antony, amazing Ken player there, Mortsy with the F.A.N.G. We've also got some new ones coming into top 8 with Revilo and I believe it's a Giyu?
I think you're right with the Giyu. I would go with that.
Yeah.
I go with that. Yeah, most definitely. So we got all kinds of players in the building, right? So I'm glad that everybody is going to be showing out. Of course, this is a top 8 bracket. And if you watched last week for Street Fighter V and you didn't actually see the East Coast bracket, just to update everybody and how the ladder progression has been going, is that now the top 4 placings on that ladder bracket actually start in the winner's side, and then the bottom 4 of the top 8 actually start in the loser's side. So the placings in the ladder mean a little bit more now, right? You got to fight for that upper echelon position to stay in the winner's bracket. So ChrisCCH and Jot, 2 of the players with the cleanest records from our ladder.
Yeah, absolutely. And not to mention, too, it really was a battle to the death. ChrisCCH, Mataoja, Docta Afrikan, they were all holding up pretty strong in that top echelon, as you mentioned. But down in the depths below, you have to battle it out. You've got to get the highest amount of wins, and you've also have to have the highest win percentage to be able to make it into top 8. And there's definitely some money on the line, so it's not just bragging rights that they're going to aim for this evening.
Most definitely. All of our top 8 competitors are being paid out, right? But you want that lion's share of the pie. You want to be able to go out to the fancy dinner and not have to go for the 4 for 4. So you want that first place. That's what ChrisCCH has got last week. So he's going to be aiming for it this week. But there's so many talented players in the bracket. And one cool thing about the ladder is the fact that you get to play so many matches, right? A lot of the time when you sign up for tournaments, you end up, maybe you're having a rough day and whatnot, and you end up dropping a few sets early. And that's your whole tournament experience, right? Now you're just watching the pools with everybody else. But with the ladder bracket, maybe you start off a little bit rough, but you can still find your footing and then end up getting more experience and maybe bounce back, or just in general get that tournament play environment, right, which will always up your game.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what's beautiful about the ladder format, is the fact that you get as many games as you want to put in, both East Coast and West Coast. So we're including the entire country, baby. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Most definitely. Yeah, we already saw the East Coast put on a show as per usual. They had a reset bracket last week. I think it was Art in winners bracket last week, and Idom reset, and then went on to win the bracket. And then this week it was Art that reset the bracket on Idom. But either way, Idom stays the champion that we know him to be. Obviously, everybody's trying to get this momentum going into Evo. We're going to see who of our West Coast participants is going to be looking to build that momentum the best here today, because it looks like I hear the game sound. So I think we're going to get started here very shortly.
I believe so. And looking into it, speaking of champions coming in from last week, I believe we're going to have ChrisCCH coming up.
Yes, up against Docta Afrikan, actually.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, ChrisCCH with the Luke, the typical V skill 1, V trigger 1. Which I think he usually goes with in Docta Afrikan, rocking the V skill 1, V trigger 2. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. I don't hate this pick, because I think Luke actually does pretty well against Bison, especially with the projectiles. He's got one of the fastest projectiles in the game, so it really works out in his favor.
Yeah, most definitely. Like, you kind of want to take up that spot where Bison really likes to be, right? That like down forward heavy punch range or the stand heavy punch, and play around with that scissor kick range. I think Sandblaster does a great job of occupying that space.
Oh, absolutely. But speaking about occupying space, Doctor Afrikan coming into ChrisCCH's space here.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, ChrisCCH, he's got to weather the storm, right? That's one of the things that Bison is so good at. He just kind of overwhelms you, and he's obnoxious with the pressure. Like, it's not like hard mixes to block or anything like that, right? He doesn't have a command grab unless he's got the V trigger 2 active. It's really just like building up the gray life and chip damaging you to death.
Oh, absolutely. But when we talk about chip damage here, Luke definitely isn't one to scoff at. Now, mind you, one thing to mention with Luke is he does struggle a little bit when it comes to damage. He doesn't have the most health in the roster. Bison definitely going to win in that matchup there. But right now, speaking of winning, Docta Afrikan giving some space here for ChrisCCH. Finally finds his way out of the corner, but it's a game of pokes.
Yeah, exactly, right? And that's why I like that you mentioned the health values, because in a war of attrition matchup like this, like every hit point counts. You can say, oh, ChrisCCH with a clutch bust out right there. That's big in a game where people are just chipping at each other and the health lead is so minuscule. Oh, just walking outside of the scissor kick range and punishing perfectly. What a bounce back from that first round.
Yeah, and correction, actually, Luke and Bison both have the same amount of health, but I feel like, you know, the chip damage is really where it's going to count, and regardless, it's not like they have the most robust, and it's also they don't have the least, so that damage is going to add up over time. Round for round, though, coming in, slowly dwindling the time, finally gets a big jump in for ChrisCCH into the corner.
Mans didn't have an anti-air ready. What happened? Oh, no. And yeah, that stun bar is dangerous, but Docta Afrikan, he didn't have the anti-air ready, but we got the wake-up buns on deck.
Oh, absolutely. He drank his Folgers this morning. He's ready to go.
Oh, okay. You got to have the extra cup. It's getting late into the evening. I know Docta Afrikan, he's like Louisiana or Texas area too, so he's a little bit later than Chris. He could definitely be dwindling right now. Oh, no, and Chris perfectly scouting the slide. That's the security blanket that Bisons fall back on time and time again. Beautiful scout from ChrisCCH.
Yeah, really worked in his favor there. That is something we have to think about too. With the West Coast, it's ranging from both, you know, all the way from California back over to Texas. So it is inclusive to Texas. I was a little bummed I wouldn't get to commentate Brian F's matches this week, but you guys got to see some of his action back in the East Coast side of things. So
yeah, most definitely. So Docta Afrikan, I mean, and not to mention the East Coast bracket ended up resetting, right? So we ended up starting a little bit later than intended as well. So yeah, it is getting into like old Thursday night morning type fights territory here in a little while.
For sure. Yeah, definitely going to be drinking some extra Folgers here, but Docta Afrikan looking like he's woken up here, but ChrisCCH, you know, he's still young, still early in the evening for him on the west side of things, going in with a big activation. Docta Afrikan going to have to find his way out of the corner.
That's big facts, actually. I forgot. I always forget how young Chris is. He's definitely going to be up all night, no problem. I thought like getting old and getting tired was a myth, to be honest, until like I turned 30, and then I was like, oh, I am very tired nowadays. Oh.
It's the struggle here. We're seeing that too, you know, Luke Young Buck in the game.
Yeah, and Bison, right?
Yeah. Been around for a minute.
Oh no, and Chris putting the old man to bed. Come on, bro. He doesn't deserve this. I like the little mafia costume he's got too. I never seen anybody rock this.
It's cool. It's got some class and style to it.
Docta Afrikan, bro. He is a frisky with the buns.
Yeah, he's gonna be weary here about the spacing. Again, fastest fireball in the game, but you still have to be careful because it can be punished if you're not wary of the range. Ooh, scissor kicks, big throw, a lot of damage.
Oh wow, the V shift and the side switch combo, that was nasty.
Oh no!
I will.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
No, that's even another heartbreaker. What's happening, brother?
It's like, I earned this.
Facts. Oh, the Amare on the stand roundhouse beat him to the punch. Ooh, but Docta Afrikan, the faith in the crouch fears, and when all you need is a trade, that is a pretty decent button.
Yeah, it really worked out in his favor there. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it is a scary button to press on wake up like that, right? But If you just need the trade and it'll be in your favor, then I respect the risk. Definitely
Man,
can die
the
for it, though.
range of scissor kick just always baffles me, and it's so ambiguous too.
It is. It's ridiculous.
Oh, you gotta be careful because you're gonna get punished. You do it at that range.
Now, Chris. Oh my goodness, the whiff punish. Not with my face. He had a +1 after the throw. You know, cheap stuff. Ow!
Big stun. All right.
Oh yeah, that's
And enough to close it out. ChrisCCH gonna be moving on.
Yeah, deader than dead, most definitely. And as you mentioned, moving on, it is a 2 out of 3 bracket up until the finals side of things, right? The winners, losers, and grand finals. So ChrisCCH already securing that spot in a guaranteed top 4 fashion winner semifinals.
Yeah.
Gonna be a good look for him, most definitely. So yeah, man, it's good
Yeah,
stuff.
but I mean, Docta Afrikan ain't down and out for the count just yet. He's just down in losers side of things, so he will play. Looks like the winner between Antony and Mortsy, but I believe we're gonna hop down to see Ja and Mataoja, which I'm excited for. I'm interested. Ja, you know, he's got a very, very nice Menat. Now, I'm curious if Mataoja is gonna go with a Seth for this matchup, or if he's gonna, you know, sprinkle in some Balrog for fun.
Yeah, Mataoja, usually what I know him for is Balrog, right? Like, as you mentioned, I also added the set to his repertoire once that character came out. So I know his comfort pick is Balrog. Obviously, Jot's got a couple of characters up in his arsenal as well, right? We've seen the Menat, that's his main business character. But we've seen him turn to the Vega from time to time as well. I know he's got a couple of other ones that are slipping my mind at the moment. So I'm not exactly sure what we're going to see with matchup-wise. I'm expecting the Balrog from Mataoja, though, to start.
Yeah.
But Menat maybe give him some trouble. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be risky, right? It's always about counter picks in the game of rock, paper, scissors, you know? You want to pick what's going to be best for you in that situation. And Balrog doesn't do bad against zoners, but you have to be really, really careful, especially when you're considering what your options are. You know, you can kind of get beaten out of range. Now, Balrog, if he goes with something like, what is it? V skill 1? Yeah, V skill 1. You know, that does have that projectile invincibility, so that could really work to his advantage, but again, it's all about spacing. It's all about a game of rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? With when it comes to like defending up against Balrog, a lot of the time you want to have like those good buttons that you can kind of preemptively put out to check the rush punches, and that's kind of what Menat has with her jabs. Like they go really far, but they obviously, like with the orb attached to them, they could get a little bit maybe linear if the Balrog has the right reads that day, and the whiff punishes could come behind that. So you got to be super on point to whiff punish jabs for sure, with like rush punches and whatnot from a distance. But Mataoja, he's one of those Balrogs that can get it done. So we're gonna find out right now if it's even gonna be that matchup.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, and Jot is pulling out the Luke. I forgot that he also has that.
Everybody got a Luke in them.
You know,
just a little bit. You know, it's like the classic number 2 pencil. Everybody's got one in their backpack. Everybody's got a Luke in their back pocket.
yeah, and you know what? It's at different levels of sharpness, right? That's what we're gonna see, how sharp Jot's Luke is.
Yeah, that's very true, especially because we know Mataoja for his Balrog, but, you know, has Ja really put in the time and energy to learn this matchup and learn Luke? So far, it's looking like a toss-up back and forth. A lot more damage coming out from Mataoja's side.
Yeah, we're slugging it out at the very least, right? It's not like Jot is trying to play like the projectile game so far. He's kind of trying to get in that space, use the media punches, tries to bait out a rush punch, but instead finds a screw upper. My God. Oh, and there's the rush punch straight to the headband.
Oh, nice little confirm there on the leg kick, but no follow-up. One hit could do it here.
Oh, you
that
gotta
anti-air
stop
definitely
that.
will.
You gotta stop that. That's twice he's done the neutral jump to try to bait out a rush punch, and he's got punished both times.
Ooh, he ready. He ready with it. He quick with it.
Mataoja is looking kind of nasty to start this.
Oh, that was scary. Again, you jump in, you're gonna get anti-air. We're seeing this multiple times now.
Yeah, all jump-ins have been stuffed from Mataoja. Whether it's the neutral jumps, the jump forwards, they've definitely been controlled. Catching the legs as well, man. Ja is looking a little bit lost in this matchup at the moment. Mataoja just in complete control. Ja fully loaded, but still just getting crush countered.
Yeah, big crush counter here, and potentially one hit could do it here if you're Jot. If you're not careful, but you do have plenty of resources on your side. I'm nervous.
Look at the forearms. Oh, no! They were steaming, but quickly snuffed out. Mataoja with the EX Rush Punch. A classic round. They're definitely tough to deal with when you have that little low on life. And yeah, man, Mataoja looked dominant in that first match. I expect Jot to go to the character select with the swiftness.
Oh, yeah. And I don't know if I'd call it snuffed out. He took a fire hose to the man.
Oh, nah. Brought out the whole thing.
He's sticking with it. He's sticking with it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I see you, dog.
All right. Already, big crush counter. Throw to start. Pushing him slowly back into the corner here.
Yeah, and Jot, I mean, he's still down for this, like, slobber knocker style of play, too. He's not, oh, no, he tried to V-skill, too. And got smoked for it. You can see he's not really using Sandblaster like that.
No, I don't blame him though, because sitting with a V-skill 1 that does give Balrog a little bit of that projectile invincibility, so that could be an opportunity for him. But yeah, we talked about this. Luke has one of the best projectiles in the game, so at least one of the fastest.
Yeah. And he's got the V-Trigger 2 loadout on the Luke as well, so I wonder if he's going to start these shenanigans with the cancels and the cancels, but he hasn't even gotten that chance. He can't get close enough. Mataoja once again is putting up that wall of defense. Ja, he can't find any answers.
No, seriously. And he's got plenty of resources on his side, so it's not like he's not able to build up the meter. He just needs to find the opportunity to use it and spend it. You got the cash, baby. It's in the bank account. Run the credit card.
That's what I'm saying. Balrog, we've seen the type of money he'll spend. You gotta hang with the big dog if you're going to the bullion club. You feel me?
Oh, yeah. No, one of the things Balrog loves is money.
Oh, there we go, Jot.
Hey.
Tries the whiff punish. He's got the bank account too. Gonna hold on to it for a super and potentially kill with the next hit. We're gonna cancel it now. No, just goes with the target combo. And he's gonna save it for the next round. An investment that pays off this time.
It's like that meme, stonks.
Yeah, the stonks work. Oh no! Yeah. Failed investment right there. The buffer was not reaching.
Again, far-reaching buttons every time he's seeing Jot walk forward.
Mataoja, the troll under the bridge. The EX Rush Punch is coming out. You want to cross this? Nah, you gotta pay up.
Ooh, miss a grab, but no punish off of this here. Oh my god.
Swift punish.
Yeah, he was reaching. Oh, and he found it.
Oh,
big crush. Oh!
No,
he drops it. That's heartbreaking.
Nah. He's in the corner now. Are we gonna get the robbery? The +1. He's staying disciplined. No flinching. No flinching. Actually, press the button and gets deactivated.
All right, what you guess? What you guessing? No.
Oh, now the whip punish again. Oh my goodness! What a way to end the set. Mataoja with the defensive instant overhead. Old school, harkening back to season 1. We had the throw tech OS. That's what it looked like right there. Wow. Mataoja closing it out.
Really, really just strong gameplay from Mataoja. But again, that's what happens when you pick a character that you are familiar with and you're strong with. I think it really worked out. And we saw too, even with the V-skill and V-trigger selection, it worked out in his favor. Spent the meter where he needed to, you know, paid the cash and got the return on investment.
And that was like great calculation from him at the end, right? Because there's a few ways to avoid a throw, but a lot of the time you can't get an immediate punish, right? Throws recover too quickly for your neutral jump to land and punish them in time if they do immediate throw. You're not going to get a punish if you backdash it either. But that is one way to do it, the rising button, and that's all the damage he needed. So some of the time when you do that, it leaves you at like negative frames even when you land, right? But it's not going to leave you at negative frames when you kill him with it. So Mataoja, very well done for sure.
Yeah, really, really well done. Now, I obviously have to commend Jot because he had some really nice highlighted moments. You know, he had some great comebacks, some good punishes, especially when Mataoja was getting a little bit greedy. Jot saw his opportunity and took it. So really great opportunity to kind of keep that in mind. But unfortunately, gonna have to hop down into the loser side of things, which we will also do coming down. We have Antony and Mortsy, along with LAGr's very own Revilo and what is it, Gyu? Yeah, Gyu. So it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Oh, most definitely. And yeah, Mortsy gonna be coming up next, right? Antony. I'm not too familiar with his gameplay, so we're gonna see. I think that you mentioned that you played Ken, right?
Yeah, I've seen
Okay.
I like Antony's Ken.
Okay.
It's spicy. Ken got them fire feet and he's bringing the heat. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. Of course, Mortsy with the F.A.N.G. I also big fan. Don't see F.A.N.Gs very often, so.
Nah, definitely not. Mortsy he's been holding it down on the phone for a long time too. But you brought up spicy. You are a spicy food person or no?
Oh yeah, it's
Okay.
in the
All right.
Discord, baby.
Okay, that's all I
It's-
needed to know.
Yep, eat hot chip, play video game. That's my life.
That's what I like to hear. All right, the spice is the way of life, 100%. So we got
All right.
Antony versus Mortsy. The Ken, I want to see it. I want to see how hot we get.
Yeah, I mean he's got Antony BBQ in the name, so he's got that grill.
Yeah,
He's got the
definitely.
grill lit. It's warming up. It's got the charcoal in there, warming up with the Tatsu back into the neutral.
Yeah, you see that? That was a nice little walk back directly into the target combo. Antony looking confident on the Ken.
Yeah. Oh man, nice little throw here. Now stuck in the corner for your F.A.N.G. But nice thing with F.A.N.G. It's got a lot of normals that are really easily punishable on block, so you really got to be careful with that.
Yeah, but the sleeves are pulled back now. We're going to work.
Yeah, the man's getting hands deep in it. We are deep with the damage.
Oh, what do you mean? All right, okay. So this man is double Oni, level 10, that go-go curry type spicy. I see what you're talking about now. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
My bad. Okay.
You got
I thought
the
he might have been like
triple X
level
hot Cheetos.
7, level 8, but this is full level
No.
10. I got you.
This man has the spice got in the eyes.
Yeah, oh, nah, don't touch the eyes. I've watched enough hot ones. Don't do that. Like, that is a bad idea.
Nah, he rolls it like that. It builds character.
Yeah, he doesn't need to see the gameplay. He's like, bro, I can feel it. I feel it in the force. Like, I don't need to see the screen.
We don't need the frame data. We can feel the gameplay out.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't know you could reach that level of, like, spicy ascension. Oh.
Speaking of spicy ascension with the V-trigger activation here, XCP gonna close that out.
He literally took him high. Like, literally ascended him with fire. That was crazy. Oh, no, maybe a little bit too spicy this time. Mortsy, will he be able to kill? F.A.N.G? No, not enough.
Nope, setting it up here, but with the poison damage. Oh, the timing. The timing. That could have been so bad if that was a second later. The timing of the EX Fireball hitting him right as he threw out the projectile. Oh my gosh.
You know, if you, it might be a little bit new to the FGC, and maybe you've seen the discourse regarding 3 out of 5 versus 2 out of 3 when it comes to having tournaments. This is the type of player that makes people beg for 3 out of 5. Like, you do not want to run into an Antony type in the bracket where they're going to be willing to take heavy risks that a lot of players aren't going to be ready to do. They got shenanigans that you're not going to be ready for. Like, this is a very strong player in a bracket like this.
Oh, absolutely. And we can see that strength too. Already big damage and nice life lead at that. I like the dash back away from the throw. But Mortsy, he's not asleep. He's just on fire.
Yeah, right? Like, tough to be asleep right now. He's going to wake him up with the flames, whether he likes it or not. Oh, he tried to walk up, but showing some solid defense as well. Antony is so tough to get a read on.
Yeah, going in with the activation time. Now, Mortsy says it's my turn with the controller, Mom.
Yeah. Are you going to get a chance to play with some elbow grease in this one? No!
Oh!
Tried to set down the poison, got clipped, but not for big damage.
Yeah, back in the corner too. Uses a V reversal, try to get a little bit of that pressure. Tries with the Tatsu as well to get out. I like that as an option.
Most definitely. Waiting to escape. That's not of the norm, right? So a player's got to be real aware of it.
Yep.
Oh, walking into the crush counter. And then a little bit too antsy with the buttons that time. Tries to find the space, but the coward crouch, it makes his hurt box a little elusive.
Yeah. Says,
Well, that's punished. Nice.
Oh, yeah. Like the pressure here coming in. Backs up. He knows when to take his turn. Not afraid to get poisoned, too. I think that's something that some newer players of the game, kind of worry about is, I don't want to get hit by the poison, so I keep this distance. But F.A.N.G likes to play at a, mid-range, so get in his face. Show him what's
Anthony,
what.
he strikes me as a person that is a fan of pain. Like, you know what I mean? So he's just like, put a little poison? Yeah, I like to live dangerously.
The man eating that level 10 hot curry and his hands on the stove.
Yeah, exactly. Like this, the heat. We got to take it farther, take it higher. Like for real. Now this is a good start to.
Ooh. Say summer, my favorite season.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Nice little anti-air there. I like that call out. Gotta remind you, hey, I have this as an option. They'll follow up the big crush counter.
Yeah, Mortsy is working towards the corner. Nice, starting to find the rhythm a little bit. Good anti-air as well, and yeah.
Oh no!
Oh man, Antony, he's trying to party a little bit too hard. Gets crossed up with the poison. Oof. The and one moves from Mortsy right there. Gonna be able to tie up the set. You can see this is the type of thing, right? It takes a little while to get a handle on a player that's as aggressive and as a risk-takey as Antony. So Mortsy found his footing a little bit in the later half of that match.
Yeah, really able to identify when is a good time to play defensively. And we saw that when he blocked that V-trigger activation, that was the turning point in that match. And that's what scored the deal there for Mortsy, being able to take it 1-1 now coming into winner's semis.
Yeah, we're going to see. I've been impressed with the way Antony has kind of switched his rhythm up, though. So I want to, maybe he has some answers that he hasn't brought out yet. Actually does catch the recovery of that. That's big, honestly. Gets him some breathing room in the corner. He has V-trigger on deck. He could definitely turn this around.
Oh, absolutely. Big back throw, though, going to get nice damage. And because of Ken's back throw, it gives him a lot of space. Activation time catches him.
Oh my goodness, yeah, big damage, has the corner as well. Ken with some great corner pressure, but no, just outside of range, and F.A.N.G now turning the tables.
Oh, you like the corner, huh? How about you go sit in there?
Yeah, facts. Go down, work there, make my money.
Yeah, again with a throw, following up with plenty of pressure to follow, but Antony sees it right through. Oh! Oh
Radioactive nails.
All right, creating a little bit of space there. Gonna use that multi-hit fireball, but gets caught with the air-to-air.
I love that answer from Mortsy for sure. Like,
yeah.
Does it even risk like him altering his trajectory in the air with the EX, right? Just meets him in the middle. Well done.
Yeah. Play you in the skies, play you on the ground.
Yeah, Mortsy
play you in the neutral.
He looks way more comfortable, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it definitely seems like he's more comfortable when Antony is kind of slowing down the pace a little bit here. Slides his way out of the corner.
I'll tell you what, like, if you're in Mortsy's position, you feel so good right now. Just to see that you've slowed Antony down. Like, when you've slowed a player like this to play at your pace, that's half the battle.
Oh, absolutely. Right, using the V reversal, get the pressure off of you, especially when you're stuck in the corner here. Try to Tatsu out, but again, it's a game of rock, paper, scissors, right?
Oh, and
so the EXDP is gonna land.
Big. That beats a lot of options in rock, paper, scissors, the EXDP.
Throwing out paper with that EXDP, it's gonna get burned. My rock gonna get charred. My scissors melted. It's not a good time.
Most definitely not. Now Mortsy here, he's trying to close this out. You don't want to give Antony another shot because that's one round away, and this man really did DP after the -4 roundhouse. I'm not that mad at it, to be honest, because like we said, that is a -4 stand heavy kick, so usually people press buttons after that. And he had V-trigger too as well, right, which usually you won't press on block. So I get it. I get the decision. It was real spicy, though. You didn't lie to me, Flexus. You were 100% correct with the spicy levels on this man.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely spicy. And we saw that, you know, he had such good control coming into the first few matches. But I think once Mortsy kind of slowed him down, he was having a hard time trying to gauge, you know, when to take his turn. And he actually fumbled a couple times, you know, going in with the V-trigger activation. And it looked like he was trying to make in that last bit DP safe. And it didn't quite work out. You blocked the DP already. And even either way, I think it would have fallen into Mortsy's hand. But again, great job for Mortsy. He was able to pull through and slow Antony down to a pace that he's comfortable with and also a range that he's comfortable with.
Yeah, most definitely, right? It was a lot of like close quarters combat or kind of like having the optimal jump ranges for Antony to start that off, and Mortsy really was able to get into that range where you could do the coward crouch into the kicks for plus frames, that stand fierce. We saw a lot of crush counters with that as well. So Mortsy definitely found the space to play at that was optimal for him and his character. So he'll be facing Jada. It's going to be a tough task for him to overcome, but we're going to get to that in a little bit because this is the last match of our first round of top 8 is going to be Revilo versus Gyu.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So interesting facts with Gyu is playing Juri, and we got Revilo with the Zeku. So it's gonna be a really weird matchup.
Yeah, most definitely. It's a matchup that I don't see a lot for sure. I played it a little bit, being I played Zeku for a season or two, so I played it a tiny bit. It's definitely an interesting one because both characters have like that hit and run aspect to them, you know what I mean? Like they could play with the projectiles and then they're very fast, like with young Zeku and whatnot. So, but old Zeku has his merits in the matchup too. He can kind of zone her out with Graham and has the more consistent anti-air. So
Yeah,
we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting as we're coming into this. And of course, too, because this is Lizard side, if you lose, you're out.
Done.
There ain't no second, there ain't no do-overs.
Done. There is no safety net here. You're going a raw circus delay. If you fall, you fall.
That sounds terrifying.
Okay, yeah, there's nothing there. You're just gonna splat.
Yeah, no, and that would certainly be the case too if I was facing off against any of these players, which thankfully I'm not today. But if you guys want to face off against one of them, you guys can make sure to enter in CLG. They host this, I believe, bi-weekly.
Yeah, so Street Fighter 5 is bi-weekly, and then but it's every week. So we've been switching off for Street Fighter 5 and Guilty Gear right now. So it should be Guilty Gear next week, I believe.
Yeah.
Then I want to go to Evo in this suit right here, what Zeku's wearing. What is this, son?
It's a watermelon color. It's got that green. It's got that green and that purple. The man's brought the summer fruit out. Watermelon activation.
Can I take a picture with you, Flexus, wearing this? You're gonna be like, I'm gonna get away from me.
No, I'm like, you know what? I'll wear it too, and then we're gonna have to argue about who's got to change, right?
Ooh, okay. That's what I want to see. Oh, the ferret! Oh no, a little bit too early on the throw.
Yeah, very unfortunate.
Yeah, he tried to get a frisky. He was feeling froggy on the round start.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah, gotta be careful throwing out that EX Kegger like that. You're gonna get punished.
Gyu is up there in the rankings. I didn't even realize. My man's is up there on the stun bar as well. Gonna deplete some of that with the V reversal, but still finding himself in a rough position. Oh yeah, okay.
But he up there with the meter. Oh, and hit with the overhead.
I was scurried.
The crush, the pinwheel. Back to the floor, one match to Gyu.
Yeah, that was scurry right there for sure. As young as you want to press like the stand heavy punch, right? But like, it has a little bit of startup. It's a great button, don't get me wrong. And a lot of the time you can really bully from that space. But if you kind of give away your like first kind of move to control the tempo of that corner pressure, then Juri could do what she just did.
Yeah, absolutely. And the interesting fact too with young Zeku versus old is you're actually gonna gain some speed when it comes to your walk speed. So you gain a little bit of that momentum there, but you also have to be careful because there is a sacrifice with everything, right? And sacrifice right now in the corner, one hit could potentially hit for stun.
Yeah, oh my goodness, had the V-trigger to cancel into, so feeling it risky to just slide. Ah, no.
Big sweep.
Once again, yeah, Juri putting a stop to any advances that Zeku's making.
Yeah. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Well, actually, I'm gonna challenge that here. Going in with the activation.
Ooh, yeah, try to get him with the little throw tech gimmick off the V-trigger too, but was ready for that. Impressive, but not enough defense to actually close out the round. Gyu on set point.
Yeah, and the V-trigger too is such a nice choice because that's going to build so much meter that you get to play with coming into this round.
Yeah, Gyu locked and loaded, almost at 2 bars already. Oh, Kitchen landed on the other side. And then again, that big stand heavy kick. Yeah, you see
Yeah.
Zeku, those are the big buttons for him as well, but as soon as he gets out of that range, that Juri button is really shutting him down.
All right, activation time though for Revilo.
Oh.
This is when he gets to shine and have some fun, but just needs his chance to find meter. Oh, blocks the overhead.
Yeah, I honestly don't know how minus that is. I want to say it's punishable, but either way. You just don't see it often enough to really have to worry about it.
Oh, tried to go for the chase down. All right.
Very intense round as we're winding down. It's just scary because, like,
it really is.
Okay, Revilo.
The jab.
Yeah, risking the dash forward jab with the old Zeku too. Ballsy move.
Yeah. Definitely had the confidence though, but he's got to be careful because if Yu wins this, he does get the move on, and Revilo is down and out for the count. Going in with the side switch.
They're respecting the plus frames after the EX gram. I think it's +1. Okay, we're punished with the slide. But you see Giyu knows that there's not much of a low threat, honestly, when it comes to young Zeku without V-trigger, so just walking out of it.
Yep, goes for the slide activate. Alright, gotta hold this.
Yeah, decent amount of gray life and chip damage done, but great defense from Giyu.
Oh, again, beautiful defense here, and it's working out in his favor.
Yeah, definitely holding it now, surviving at the moment. Okay,
Small
no cancels.
Chipping away. Oh man, I'm waiting for that super.
Yeah.
That or a chip. Oh, he doesn't need it anyway. He took the damage. No chip, no dip. Just a nice little light punish to take him in to face off against Docta Afrikan.
Ooh, okay, that's gonna be a good one then too as well. Juri and Bison. So yeah, that EX over here, I was just looking up. So it was -2, so it's not actually punishable. But yeah, can take their turn back, and that's what we saw, right? Definitely good stuff. Once again, kind of weathering the storm of Zeku, never really panicking or getting antsy with some answers. Just really played at solid fighting games.
Yeah, really just had, solid defense, solid offense, knew when to take his turn, and was okay at playing at a slower pace. I think a few times Revilo was getting a little antsy or even a little bit greedy in his gameplay. He had some good callouts, some good moments, but if something starts to not work, you gotta switch it up. And I think, after blocking the first and second overhead, it wasn't really working out for him. And, we see it again, and now it's getting not necessarily punished, but now it's, knowing to take the turn back and knowing, okay, I've seen the story before. I know what the ending is.
Yeah, and I feel like he kind of was juggling a little bit too many things. Like, I like that when you have Zeku, right, you obviously have two stances. There's a lot of options at your in your wheelhouse to kind of deal with the matchup. And I feel like he kind of explored a lot of them, but he never really had a solid game plan. Like, it was a lot of like throwing darts at the wall, so to speak, to try to see what would stick. And really, Revilo just kind of played too much of a solid game plan with Juri. Like, he didn't really let that happen. And it was just overall, like, had a great stand, heavy kick spacing, and just made the most out of a lot of the hits, too. A lot of them were, like, optimally followed up on.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And as we see there, Giyu going to be facing off against Docta Afrikan, rounding out the rest of our loser side of things, as well as Jot and Mortsy. But we also got ChrisCCH and Mataoja up in winners. So I'm excited to see that match, honestly.
Most definitely. ChrisCCH and Mataoja are two players that have progressed in the winners bracket. They're going to be staying alive. I believe we're going with Jot and Mortsy next, so it's going to be a good one, most definitely. And we already see Jot actually progressed on that Luke that was looking a little shaky at the start, but I think he found his footing, gave Mataoja a bit of his run for his money, but nonetheless has found himself in the loser side of the bracket.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting, is Jot going to go again with the Luke, or is he going to switch it up and maybe go somewhere a little bit closer to home?
Yeah. Honestly, I would like to see the stuff that he's used to, but it's good, especially with Evo on the horizon. If you want to sharpen up the Luke and try to stick to it, right? I think it's a good spot to do it at. But we do see the Menat. That's the tried and true. And I think it kind of has something to do with the matchup as well. I think you want the most comfortable character possible going up against F.A.N.G because it's always a little bit wonky.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit of a guessing game here, especially because F.A.N.G isn't as common of a character. So, you know, are you really comfortable with that matchup? I'm sure these two play each other quite often. I see them in other tournaments as well in top 8. So it's nothing new, but, you know, it's all about how comfortable you are. And right now, I mean, they're going back to back. It's either way.
Yeah, definitely. Like, both players just trading the damage. Ja with a little bit of a lead, but that's quickly dwindling, especially with that poison starting to wear its toll, especially actually still hitting it after the sweep.
Absolutely here. Has the activation, but slowly dwindling away. Menat in the corner now. Not the worst place to be, but with activation, she gets to shine. Yeah, be careful where her balls are.
Well, yeah, definitely the ball placement needs to be on point. That's one of the primary assets of playing Menat. And right there, it was scrambly as hell, to be quite honest.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was definitely a scary situation. You know, Ja didn't have all the health in the world to be able to be okay with that here. Pulls Mortsy in. Nice big throw. You can hit that poison. You're fine. You're comfy. It's not the worst thing in the world, especially when you're this early on in the match.
Yeah, most definitely. We got a lot of purple balls in this match. I've heard of blue balls, but not necessarily purple. Like, I was like, actually on both sides.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually not even just Menat.
I don't want to know what causes purple balls. Let's just say that.
Yeah, you know, Street Fighter Universe exclusive. We might find the lore in 6. And maybe that's what happened to Ken. Maybe that's why Ken's like that now.
Oh no!
Oh, the overhead!
He got the Menat treatment.
Yeah, that was nasty stuff from Ja. Well done with the overhead. And I mean, we were talking about the V trigger usage, right? And I mean, Ja is so experienced with Menat at this point that it's free. Like, he's pretty much going to be able to execute the follow-ups on command.
Yeah, and even with something like he's going with V-Skill 1, for example, so that does have a nice absorption for one-hit projectiles. It's not terrible, especially when you're against F.A.N.G, whose projectiles, they range, right? I mean, for the most part, you can take the hit as long as you're not getting knocked down. But, you know, when he does throw out the double projectile, you do have to be a little bit more careful utilizing that V-Skill.
Ooh, and Ja, you can see it. Definitely well aware. It's a good call out. They've played a lot because he was really ready for that slide.
Yeah, great defense here, though, from Mortsy. Uses the V reversal to get out of the corner, back into the neutral.
Ooh, okay, yeah, slowly outside of the range for the explosion. So Mortsy looking good so far.
Yep, nice big throw and health dwindling down, especially with that poison.
Ooh, the trade, Ja willing to press here, and the V trigger's active. That's all he needed. Trying to catch a flinching, but no.
Yeah, and even if he doesn't land it, it's just a nice way to get out of the corner. And he's walking Mortsy down.
All the way from corner to corner. Get our steps in.
Oh, I saw. Oh,
that was ridiculous.
It was hanging there. I was like, he didn't forget the ball. He knows what he's doing. He wants that thing off the screen so you can't see it. It's a magic trick.
That was so smart from Ja. Yeah, the visual deception. The misdirection.
Yeah. Oh man.
Good old Ja with the +10 to sleight of hand.
Absolutely, and plenty of meter as well. Trying to utilize again that V skill there, but you gotta be careful when you have those multi-hit projectiles.
Was looking for the sweep that time, but no EX, can't punish.
Oh, times it well.
He is perked up right now. Nice button press back. Ooh, it actually got the recall in the middle of that as well.
Yep, activation time though here for Mortsy. He is gonna take his turn. Oh, but winds himself in the corner? Oh, it's dicey.
Nice, waking up with it. John again, he gets the activation. Oh, shutting down the Mortsy up back this time. But Mortsy has been consistently up back and he's not paid for it too heavily.
No, but he is going to have to take the throw. Not the worst case in the world. Spends the meter to get out of the corner. I don't blame him.
Cut off that sweep attempt. That was lucky, but John's still finding these buttons to press. And yeah, all reliable right there. The stand heavy punch from Menat. The classic is what we saw Justin Wong laying people out with when this character first came out. Still quite a potent button despite its normalizations over the years. 2-0 to Jot. And yeah, I mean, he went with the right pick, I think, in that matchup 100%.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. I think both just from the standpoint of facing off against F.A.N.G, but also just because it's something he's really comfortable with. And when you're, down into loser side, you don't have that safety net as we talked about. So you got to risk it all or, fall. But going to be moving on into losers semifinals to face off against the winner between Docta Afrikan and Giyu, who we're going to see up next.
Ooh, that is going to be a good one. Of course, if you're just joining us, this is how the bracket has progressed so far. ChrisCCH and Mataoja finding themselves in the winner's side of things while we progress down in the losers bracket. Mortsy able to triumph, there we go, over Antony, but falling to Jot, and now Giyu showing out with the Juri. He's got a tough task up against Docta Afrikan, though. That Bison is no joke.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely going to be tricky, too, because they both play at kind of a weird space. Bison really likes that mid-range, and he's also really slippery and kind of hard to lock down. But you could argue it's almost the same thing for Juri. She's got some nice mobility. And the interesting thing, too, is Bison also has one of the slowest walk speeds in the game. So although he can use something like scissor kicks to kind of gain that momentum, if he's relying on just pure walk speed, it's easy to kind of keep him where you want him.
Yeah, most definitely. Juri should have like the control when it comes to like the in and out type game, right? But as you mentioned, the scissor kick is definitely going to be something to watch out for. I want to see if he kind of gets a little bit froggy with the stomps as well. But Docta Afrikan usually doesn't play that style, right? He kind of likes to play grounded and slower and really tries to outfooty his opponent. And that could be a tough task up against Juri. He might just have like a tough player matchup because of how he likes to play.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to have to see that here into Losers Quarters. And if you are just joining us, thank you first off for joining us. We host West Coast and East Coast, a little bit of the best coasts all around. Also having, Guilty Gear as well, right? Next week?
Yes, Guilty Gear should be next week as long as the plan is the same as it was the previous 2 weeks. So I think that's how it's going to go. So we'll see the return of Strive on a run at Thursdays because it's going down every single week here on Counter Logic Gaming right here on the Twitch. So don't get it twisted. Just because Street Fighter 5 is bi-weekly doesn't mean the fighting game action stops. Every Thursday right here, we get into Losers Quarters, Docta Afrikan and Giyu, and yeah, characters we expected. We'll see if Docta Afrikan gonna get this early bully game started. You can see already trying to build up that gray life, trying to push her towards the corner. It's what he needs to do to cut off that screen against Juri.
Yeah, and another fun fact too with Bison has the largest throw range, so you got to be careful because he can play that corner game real tricky there. But we know Giyu's got the tech on the deck.
Yeah, and Juri I think has a little bit more throw range as well, right? Or it's just kind of like her walk speed gives her a good throw game.
Yeah, the walk speed definitely is going to come into play with this, but her throw range is above average. She definitely does well, but again, Bison, large throw range, slow walk speed. It's a trade.
Yeah, and Giyu actually walking just outside of the range of the tip of the Psycho Crusher. Oh, point blank absorption. Ain't worried about no projectiles, bruh.
Not today, but you do got to be worried about when I activate, and I am eating up all of this meter in your face. But Bison's not mad about it. He's got the life lead, and he's got plenty of pokes to punish.
Yeah, and actually did keep him away from building a bar though, so not gonna come into play. That patented round ender, that stay medium kick, so good.
Oh yeah, it's looking nice, feeling nice. And so is that throw gonna start us off with
that crack sound definitely is nice. I'm like, I need that to happen to my neck.
ASMR. Yeah, it's like an ASMR. Gil does the same thing when he like grabs your head. It's like crack, crack, crack.
Facts.
They're gonna be opening up one of those chiropractic offices together. Oh, hands and feet.
I will visit, 100%. Okay, nice view reversal. Giyu trying to slow down the match and actually summon the stock and cut off the scissor kick. That was a wild interaction.
Oh, absolutely. I do like Juri's got slightly better pokes here in this match, but Docta Afrikan got the punish on deck, going in with a big throw, got the charge up. Oh man.
Oh, good break. Nice. Oh, man, I was saying that I don't think Docta Afrikan likes to play like that, but he is getting froggy with these EX Devils reversals. And then that stay medium kick again. That's what we talked about. You'll see Bison's. I've seen countless rounds ended by that move. So it's always the primary thing to worry about. And it's just so difficult to actually play around. Well done from Docta Afrikan, though. We talked about how, like, player matchup wise against the character, it'd be tough to just play straight grounded. And he seems to recognize that too. He's going to the skies like, wow.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you said it. You couldn't have said it better. He's adjusting his gameplay because against a character like Juri, you know, you really do have to play a little bit more at her pace. You have to be able to chase her down, and sometimes scissor kicks ain't always gonna cut it. Whoa. But it's gonna cut it this time around. One hit to stun. There you go.
Yeah, that was straight palm trees and double right there, in and out. Oh, and then the throw almost closes it, but not quite yet.
Oh!
3 out of 3 rounds have ended with that button.
Oh my gosh. That punish was beautiful. That's a chef's kiss right there. Gordon Ramsay would happily eat that on a plate.
Oh, my man, he's going to get drafted into the next level chef. That's what I want to see. I love me some Gordon Ramsay. Are you like a Hell's Kitchen person or like a Kitchen Nightmares person?
I'm a Kitchen Nightmares person.
Okay,
I'm a glutton for punishment.
Yeah, I know a lot of people love them some Kitchen Nightmares. I'm a Hell's Kitchen person, but I respect it.
Definitely gonna have to respect this throw here. You stuck in the corner. You going in with the activation. Don't need to build the meter, but definitely going to take a nice throw at that.
Yeah, Docta Afrikan spent that last bar before it got taken away. He was like, if I'm gonna approach, I might as well spin this now.
Yep.
What scary situation.
That's what I'm talking about. That throw is ridiculous.
And crank that, and Bison closing out the set right there. And yeah, that command throw, just such a potent threat. And you could really tell the conditioning that Docta Afrikan had really established at that point, because Giyu had 3 EX bars full super, that's 3 EX reversals, but didn't want to press nothing, right? He was just at that point so bullied by Docta Afrikan, and Docta Afrikan had played so well offensively that just didn't feel comfortable pressing anywhere.
Yeah, I think we're seeing that too. That became a trend for Giyu. Round after round after round, he was ending it with a lot of meter on his side of things, but no opportunity to spend it. And that's kind of the, that's a game plan for Bison. He likes to keep that pressure going, and he it is difficult to find a way to take your turn, especially if you aren't used to maybe the spacing of his scissor kicks, or maybe some air approach and things like that. You really have to know your opponent well. So unfortunately for Giyu, he's down and out for the count tonight, but Docta Afrikan gonna face off against Jod.
Yes, indeed, and we're gonna be getting into all those matches after a quick break here at Counter Logic Gaming. So don't go anywhere, y'all. We'll be right back with more Running Thursdays action. Stay locked and loaded. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody, from a short little break. You guys saw some amazing Street Fighter V action, but now we're getting into the thick of it. I believe now we're almost coming down to the wire here, coming into loser semifinals. So far with the bracket, we got ChrisCCH and Mataoja up at top, and then we got Jot and Docta Afrikan down in loser semifinals. So it really is coming down to the wire, and they've been fighting hard. It's been wild out here.
Most definitely, and all of our players that started in the winners bracket, that is the top 4 that we got, right? So Jod, Docta Afrikan really showing out not only in the ladder side of things, but proving their worth, showing that they belong to that upper echelon of the bracket, guaranteeing themselves a top 4 finish. That's a little bit fatter of a payday as well. Of course, all of our top 8 players are being paid out here, but as you mentioned, Flexus. Next up, we got ChrisCCH versus Mataoja, 2 staples of the West Coast. These fellas have been holding it down since the beginning of Street Fighter V's lifespan and beyond, honestly. So both of these players have the experience. We'll see Chris obviously a little bit more hotter of a player right now, but Mataoja looked real good, taking down ChrisCCH's homie Jot in the process of getting to this winners finals, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Now it's going to be interesting. We always talk about, rock, paper, scissors, who's picking what to beat what, right? Matoa's got a Seth. He's got a Seth in his pocket. Seth used to be the
Mm.
Luke back in the day.
Yeah.
So has some familiarity with that. But of course, we know ChrisCCH, he had an amazing Seth for quite a long time. Then Luke came out and he did the change and switch. But we can't forget, too, he's got a Sakura. And we're going to see him going in with the Luke.
Okay. So Luke versus Balrog, that's how we're gonna get it started. And we'll see how Chris kind of manages that rush punch game, right? That's always kind of the name of the meta when it comes to playing against Balrog. How are you going to stop him from just bullying in with the rush punches? And I mean, Luke's got a decent amount of ways to do it. We talk about the potency of the Sandblaster, but his normals are great. He tried the forward heavy punch there, but the mediums, he's got a lot of answers. But Mataoja, he can slug it out with the best.
Oh, absolutely. You're definitely not wrong there. And I mean, just even from statistic wise, right? With Balrog and Luke, fairly similar health, pretty decent damage across the board. So really, it's just how you utilize those tools. I think Luke is definitely going to fare a little bit better at both ranges, where you're gonna have to work a little bit harder if you're Balrog. And we're seeing that slugging out, damage per damage, health at about the same. Oh, punishes the charge.
Great stuff from Mataoja right there, not getting caught by the cancel gimmicks. He's like, you're gonna charge this flash, not go in my face, I'm gonna challenge, but ChrisCCH showing a challenge of his own, doesn't bite on that V skill too, and in fact, neutral jumps the second version and punishes them heavily. Well done from Mataoja. And just as a reminder, everyone, since we are in winner's final side of the things, we got 3 out of 5 here. The promised land has been achieved.
Yeah, so you really, you're in it to win it right here. And it's late in the evening, so you gotta focus and rely on that stamina. You also gotta rely. It looks like they're doing a bit of a button check there. There might have been some latency issues.
Yeah, a little bit of a hiccup right there in the connection. So players,
Yeah.
that's the classic fighting game players. Like when the connection hiccup happens, we're pressing jab. We're pressing jab till it feels normal again. But
I like the little workout routine Balrog's giving us.
The speed bag definitely is going in. Look, he's like, come close to me, I dare you, son.
Yeah, I want to take that workout class. The 1-2, 1-2, 1-2.
And the kneecaps. Oh yeah, ChrisCCH maybe having some connection issues perhaps. So it looks like, I'm not sure if he's going to be awarded that round or if we're going to go into the game with like a round on Mataoja's side. We'll find that all out momentarily, of course. But yeah, man, this is just the nature of online fighting game tournaments, right? It happens from time to time. So we'll get back into the action momentarily.
Yeah, it looks like Matoa did take game 1 just due to the disconnect. But
Okay.
again, first of 3, so there is still plenty of Street Fighter V action for you. Now, Ringe, we talk about spicy food. What about spicy water? What's your opinion on no, sparkling water? Sparkling water, spicy water.
Nah.
What's your opinion? No?
No.
You don't mess with the sparkling water?
No, when I went to Poland for Intel World Open, that was like the main thing they had. They didn't have like a lot of like non-sparkling water, and I was in foreign territory. I was not comfortable.
You were struggling.
Yeah, I was like, what? I do not need my water to give me like a full like experience in my mouth. I'm sorry, it's not what I come to water for.
I think it's funny. It's like that meme that I've always heard where it's like this person feeds their plant sparkling water instead of regular water, and the plant looks up, it's like, why is it spicy?
I would say that I would feed like what are the Venus flytraps, you know what I mean, like the carnivorous plants. If I had some carnivorous plants, I would feed them spicy water. I feel like that would make them extra aggressive.
Yeah, or maybe a little cayenne on their bugs.
yeah. Oh nah. No,
it builds character.
The flavored bugs. It's like the little cricket packets, like the different flavors.
Yeah, but that's just
you're
for the plant.
at that, but you're talking about sparkling water. Okay.
I'll drink sparkling water any day of the week. I love my spicy water.
You won't eat a chocolate cricket though? No, that's too far.
No, yeah, it's too far.
That's too far. I wouldn't have expected that. I'm not a spicy food fan. I don't like insects though, so I get it.
Yeah, me and bugs, we're not friends. We're not friends.
Okay. Well,
they stay in their corner, I stay in mine.
What about like reptiles? What about like snakes?
I love reptiles. I think I think they're cool.
Okay, I'm a big snake fan.
Oh heck yeah, heck yeah.
I saw there was like this video of like this. Australia has all kinds of that crazy shit. So there was like a dude that was like a wrangler of poisonous animals, but he was like allergic to the antidote of like the venom of the snakes he was handling, and I was like, yo, you really like to live dangerously. Like, he got bit one time and like gave him the antidote, and it ended up sending him to the hospital because he got worse. I was like, and he just kept doing the job. I was like, you are a true warrior, bro. I don't know how you would do something like that.
That man lives the definition of a spicy life.
Yeah, I was like, you literally like to live dangerously. Okay.
He's living on the edge, and we are living to go into this next match. I got things started back up. As I said before, Mataoja gonna be awarded that first match, but there's still plenty of room and plenty of time for ChrisCCH to bring it back. Unless, you know, Mataoja's got a good handle on things, and he can, you know, reign true.
So what is it about sparkling water that you find like appealing?
To me, I'm like, well, first off, I like the bubbles, right?
Okay.
But I'm also like, oh, this feels like a healthy alternative to drinking like energy drinks and soda.
Okay, so
And
it's kind of like the carbonation fix a little bit.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, I get that for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, now a little bit less wild to me now. I get it.
Yeah, well, it's like I can't justify drinking caffeine when it's like 10 o'clock at night and I have work the next day.
Facts. That's true. If you're a responsible person, of course.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but...
Pushing it a little bit, but you know, you're getting there. We're all getting there, right? I'm trying.
Right? Yeah, absolutely. And trying to land something here from Mataoja. ChrisCCH definitely has a life lead and pretty good control, good defense, you know? Activation, though.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you know, he's scheming on one of the target combos to try to activate. He was scheming on that overhead as well.
Absolutely. Talk about activation time here for ChrisCCH. Busting it down.
And Chris doing a great job, right? Not being greedy. We talked about it earlier, right? If a man likes to go to the golden bullion, he's putting money on the craps table. ChrisCCH hanging with the big dogs.
Absolutely, and we see that here. Took the round, nice critical art, but that does set him at a slight deficit here coming into this next round because he has no meter to rely on, so he's got to be careful with some of his options, but it doesn't seem to matter. He's going to get a nice, healthy start to the match.
Oh my goodness, he just let that flash knuckle rip.
Ooh. All right, once again, got the overhead, the crush counter, but it drops it.
Kid, that was protagonist privilege right there. That was like, he's the main character going forward. We're not gonna let him get hit by this. Like, wow.
You stay in your side character lane.
Yeah, like he's like, isn't this your last game, buddy? Like, this is lore-wise. Like, I don't know if you're gonna make it to the next one. Oh, and I don't know if he's gonna make it past this round either. It's gonna be close. He's a thick boy. Okay.
Ooh, yeah, one hit's gonna do it though. You are sitting in an uncomfy spot, but you've got plenty of meter and you got critical art. Oh my goodness.
Mataoja, I was gonna say he's getting close to chip too. Chris has to be worried about that. And that's why Chris backed all the way up.
He threw out those. Oh, I was gonna say he threw out those fireballs like. Oh, he can go through that. Don't matter anyway. He's still gonna land it down.
That's a good point though. You could definitely get bionic armed for those fireballs. But actually, that paid off big for Mataoja, right? He had to spend any meter.
Yeah. Yeah, gonna come into this round with a full stick of butter to cook with. I want to know what's cooking in the kitchen.
We shall see. I don't know, Chris. You know, his persuasion, it might need to be a little bit more spicy than usual.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything above a level 10, so. We're taking it up to a level 11. We sweating out here.
Yeah, Luke was like, don't give me the white people spicy. Give me the real spicy. I know I'm tatted like this, but still. Oh. Oh my God, and Mataoja giving him the non-white people spicy, and he paid for it heavily. That's a 2-0 lead. You know, like, yeah, that happens. I've had people tell me, they're like, no, I have to legitimately tell the service person, like, give me the real spicy. I can handle it.
Yeah. No, don't give me the mayonnaise spice. Give me the actual spice. Yeah. I don't think mayonnaise is spicy, I promise.
Yeah, the people that think unironically that the sparkling water is spicy, that's the ones that you gotta be like, oh no.
I'm feeling called out all of a sudden.
I said unironically. I know you talking about, you know, it's not actually spicy for you. I get it. I know.
Okay. I was about to say, I feel a little called out for a second.
Never that.
We love each other around here. Unlike Logan.
Yeah, I was saying we leave the beef to Logan and Rob. They're the ones that can cook that up. Going after each other's hairlines and all that. I'll leave that to them.
Yeah. Nah, we're a couple of people who have beautiful hair and
yeah, exactly. We're just gonna appreciate each other's locks.
Yeah.
We don't need to bring each other down.
Yeah, no appreciation here though from ChrisCCH. No. Again, a third round with critical art.
Yeah, Chris, being willing to spin these meter a lot of the time, but it actually hasn't closed out the set a lot of the rounds.
Yeah, it usually lands him that first round or even the second one, but again, he's not able to pull through, and he does leave himself at a deficit coming into this. But Mataoja not too far behind. Only has about 1 meter to play with so far.
Oh,
ooh, nice little punish.
Oh, and then using that big forward fierce, the crush counter properties, you love it.
Yep.
Oh,
I like that little walk up, waiting for the the punish on the V shift. You can't V shift in the corner. You gotta know where to go.
Yeah, exactly. That was oh my goodness,
that's
Chris.
How it's done.
With the slight lean back, slow motion for me with it and everything. Beautiful punish right there. But yeah, that was a great call out from Chris in the corner on that V shift, right? Because a lot of the time after the throw, the Luke's kind of autopilot into that setup where you could get the +1, right? So a lot of the time, if you V-shift on wake up, that's going to avoid that. It's going to slow everything down. But Chris just didn't do it. He actually waited for the V-shift and then just V-skilled and punished heavily. That was sick.
Yeah, and especially too because he's wanting to change up what those wake up options are going to be. So, you know, instead of going for the throw that time around, he had already done it before. He's going to switch it up a little bit, and it really did pay off to finally put one on the board.
Ooh. Okay, yeah. My goodness, Chris now.
Win.
Okay. Letting them see the stars, taking them to the Walk of Fame.
Yeah, we're all-star out here, but the low confirm into V-trigger activation. Not enough to carry him across the screen, but that certainly will do it. The 3-second rule, right? You pick the food up off the floor, you eat it.
Facts, definitely. Can't let it go to waste. I'm still not over the fact that you said all-stars to my line right there. We're getting smash mouth in here? That's where we're going? Oh,
hey now.
Somebody's mouth is getting smashed. Oh my god, I didn't even register at first. When you said hey now, it actually didn't register for me for a second. Oh no.
I'm like singing in my head. It's gonna be stuck in my head all night now. I'm gonna be messaging you later and be like, Fringe, you did this to me.
Why? Why would you bring up Smash Mouth? Ooh, nice from Mataoja though. He's been so good, honestly, at utilizing the stand fierces. Not even just in this set, but up against Jot as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, just as I say that though, Chris with the clean whip punish on the button. Don't get too happy with it.
No, Chris really locking it down. The setup and the
God, ChrisCCH, that was violation. Mad penalties on the field right now. Oh, and the throw to finish it off, tied up.
I'm gonna need to call the police because that was straight robbery.
Yeah.
Hello.
11 in progress.
911. I have an emergency.
That was rude.
Yeah, that was rude.
Like,
I'd say learn some manners, but you don't win all the time with the manners. At least not in this game.
Absolutely, you gotta be real aggressive, real disrespectful with it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, look at that. We pressing buttons on hit. You better keep it nice and compact. Don't get greedy.
Yeah, especially stuck in the corner. Again, you get greedy,
clean.
you're gonna get hit. You gotta be careful. One hit to stun here, but uses the V reversal, gets rid of a little bit of that meter, and gets his way out of the corner.
You saw Chris, he just was relying on waking up with buttons until that last bit where Mataoja put him down. So yeah, you gotta really discipline Chris. You gotta show him that you're gonna earn his respect. Right now, he is running rough shy. He's being aggressive with the buttons. The +1, and he pressed buttons on that.
Oh, 3, 4.
It did look a little late. Maybe it wasn't +1, but either way, the EX Sandblaster.
We talked about this. We talked about the fact that this is among one of the fastest projectiles in the game, and it's so hard to react to. And even sitting with a V skill 1, you know, it does have that projectile invincibility at frame 4. It's still so difficult to, you know, counter when you are looking at something that fast. You need to be able to react in time, and how are you going to be able to, you know?
Exactly, yeah. Oh my goodness, again, the shimmy. ChrisCCH so close to bringing this set back. That was literally a set-saving tech throw. And now Mataoja with the reset as well. Definitely force a final round here. He's going to be on the verge of doing so, but Chris, so aggressive with the wake up.
Yeah, the buzz out of the corner, but the crush counter chasing him back. But ChrisCCH sitting on that V trigger here. One hit. That does it. But ChrisCCH taking the match and moving on to secure a spot to grand finals.
Chris, you know, he's one of those players right now that he's got another level. Like, you know, when those players that are really at the upper echelon of their game and they're on the track to win a lot of tournaments like Chris has been doing, you kind of have that level that you play at that can beat like 99% of people. And then when someone like comes up to you that really makes you sweat, you could take it up a notch, right? And that's what happened with Chris. Like, he went down 2-0 early to Mataoja because Mataoja is the real deal, as you just saw. He's very, very good. And in response, though, Chris was like, okay, I got to turn on the Jets. I got to show people why I won last week and why I'm considered the best on the West Coast.
Yeah, absolutely. But we still have a few more matches. Mataoja not down and out for the count, just down into losers finals to face off against the winner between Ja and Docta Afrikan. So, you know, is he going to reign supreme 2 weeks in a row? Or is he going to lose the crown, lose the sense of royalty?
Ooh.
You know, it'd be a rough time, rough ride.
A fallen noble, one of my favorite backstories when it comes to Dungeons and Dragons, or anything really.
Oh, you're a Dungeons and Dragons player too.
Too? Oh, okay. Okay.
Roll that D20 later. We'll see who rolls for initiative.
Oh, so when I said the +10 sleight of hand, you knew you was picking up what I was putting down.
Oh, yeah.
I see. Oh, okay,
absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm talking about.
I have like 15 intelligence. Don't you worry.
Okay. What class is your active character right now? You got a character you play right now?
I do, actually. I do. She is a monk class right now, actually. She has, I think, like 10 intelligence or something ridiculous, or even 9. But she's got like 17 dexterity, so...
Yeah, so monks are dexterous and wise. They don't need to be smart.
No, just you know a thing or two about a thing or two. It's funny because
go ahead.
I was gonna say it's just funny because I started the campaign, I had 9 health, and the party was like, "Yeah, we're gonna bring you into this battle," and I was like, "No, I want to stick, in the back." They're like, "No, we're gonna bring you in." I'm like, "Guys, I have 4 health coming into this. Are you sure?"
Like, you're a monk. You got to get up there. Like, no.
I don't want to. And what happens? I get down, and so of course I give the party crap for the rest of the night. But we won. We were good.
Your character lived.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
She lived to tell the tale.
You're good for sure.
Yeah. And
of course, we see who's still staying alive in our bracket. We got ChrisCCH in that championship position, right? Gonna be in winner's side of things for grand finals, but we gotta determine who's gonna face Mataoja in the losers finals. It's gonna be our last 2 out of 3 set of the night. It's gonna be Jot versus Docta Afrikan up next.
Yeah, definitely gonna be an interesting one. I'm kind of curious. We've seen really, really well play from both of them. Ja, unfortunately had to go down. So are we gonna see the run back between Ja and Mataoja, or are we gonna see something a little different with Docta Afrikan going against Mataoja? And obviously, Ja and Docta Afrikan hadn't played against each other yet, so it'll be a fun match to watch.
Most definitely. And just before we exit the D&D talk entirely, monks also don't need to be smart because they could just use an action to end diseases. Like, you could just get into all kinds of nonsense and just be like, all right, I'm good, no worries.
Oh, absolutely. Like, I'll be hitting somebody like 3 times. I'll be like, I'm gonna use my bonus action. I'm gonna be using my key. I'm beating this guy to the ground.
I'm stunning this guy. I'm licking this poison leaf, using my next action to end the poison effect. All kinds, just doing stuff to flex.
Absolutely. We're gonna have to see who gets beat to the ground coming into this one. Who's doing the stuff? Nice start here for Docta Afrikan with the Bison versus Jot's nice little Luke.
Yeah, again, Jot going back to the Luke, right? We saw some Menat up against the F.A.N.G, but I really think that was a matchup specific thing that he really thinks Menat excels in. So he's going back to Luke here, maybe trying to sharpen it up pre-Evo. And number 2 pencil, as you put it earlier.
Yeah, that number 2 pencil. Everybody's got it in their backpack. Everybody's got a Luke in their back pocket. Definitely looking a little bit cleaner coming into this round. A lot more damage, but the Scissor Kick's definitely an answer to get out of the corner, get some damage on the board yourself. Ooh.
Also, can I just say, Docta Afrikan got maybe my favorite CFN name, Emotional Damage. That's definitely what I aim for when it comes for fighting games.
Oh my gosh, playing against Bison gives me emotional damage, I'll be honest.
I was gonna say, it's the perfect character too.
Oh,
Like,
it really is.
this character really makes you hate life. But John right now, a little bit happier with his life than most people fighting up against Bison. You'll be able to confirm it to the CA and take the first round.
Yeah, and with this being loser semifinals, so this is still first to 2. So you gotta be real careful. The pressure is on. You don't get that extra buffer of an extra match.
Exactly. You have not made it to the promised land yet. Oh no, and it looked like he tried for that crouch heavy, which again, it's a decent bundle anti-air, but as you saw, it can get beaten pretty frequently.
Yeah, absolutely. Here, scissor kicks. Gotta hold the frame. Gotta hold the pressure. All right.
I mean, yeah,
John
recovers in time. Does not get the punish.
Nice V shift.
Yeah, we are just barely recovering in time on both sides.
Activation time though. Gonna carry him back across and sit back in the corner. Think about what you did.
Ooh, yeah, and, you can see Docta Afrikan, that was a little bit of a fuzzy jab right there, too. He waited for a second. Oh, Ja tried to chase him down. No, sir.
No, that's a great answer. I think it would have made sense even if without the chase down because you want to get in his face. And again, goes with the chase down, gets the jab. It's a critical art. Spicy. Emotional damage.
That was definitely emotional damage in that round heavy. Because, like, he died because he tried to punish the Psycho Crusher twice and was just out of range. Like, that is definitely a tough, like, loss to come back from.
Yeah, definitely going to be a little bit heartbreaking here. Interesting, gets a hit.
Oh, yeah, no anti-air attempt that time. If you're not quick with it when it comes to Bison, a lot of time you just got to block. It's a little bit scary to try a late anti-air.
Yeah, it doesn't have the best anti-airs in the game. It really kind of struggles here, but it doesn't matter when you're still able to put damage on the board. You know, take a little bit of chip.
And there's that throw range you talked about too, Docta Afrikan just sneaking up into the throw space for Jot.
Yeah, it's like 0.9 or something crazy like that. It's almost a full square for his throw range. It is so insane.
Oh. Put him off at the pass for now. Oh, the Psycho Crusher Jot. I don't know what he tried. He had the CA on deck.
Yep.
Whatever it was, it got clipped. Maybe a jump.
I like a little dash back every time there's that forward approach. You want to kind of get it out of range so you don't have to, you know, stay in block stun when you get hit with the scissor kicks.
Yeah, but now Docta Afrikan, he's got to worry about chip. That's why he pressed the button immediately. Psycho Crusher's not enough damage. You still got to worry about it, though.
Oh, he chased him down, but don't matter.
So smart from Docta Afrikan right there, right? Like, he knew he was in chip territory. He didn't have V meter to get out of it, so he stayed active. I love the button press in the corner right there, and then the Psycho Blast was the perfect thing to put a wall up on Jot.
Absolutely. No, it really, really smart move there from Docta Afrikan. He able to kind of continue with the chase down, and that's what I appreciate. He's kind of reading where the movement is. Doesn't have to read the move itself, but at least know, you know, where's your opponent going to be next. And being able to guess that will really set you up for success on what your punish is going to be.
Yeah, Docta Afrikan has been looking super clean, but my goodness, that was a cross-up. It looked like it in front.
Oh, jumped right into that. That is rough.
Man, maybe he has daddy issues. He was just trying to play catch. He had a little PTSD for a second. He was like, bro, I'll catch the ball, Dad.
You don't want to be calling Bison Dad.
Most definitely not. Oh, just outside the slide range. Jot with the perfect backdash right before. Ah, so good.
This ain't childhood. Yeah, this ain't childhood no more. We fighting like adults out here.
Is that he's playing one-on-one instead of time where the son beats the dad in one-on-one finally?
Right.
The passing of the torch.
Yeah. Oh. Sometimes old dogs learn new tricks coming in with a nice punish.
Ooh. Yeah, that looked brutal just because it cut off the scissor kick. Like, we see Jot staying active too.
It has like a slower startup, but its actual projectile speed is so fast, it's really difficult to react to.
I forgot. I was going to bring that up when you were talking about the Balrog VCO1, right? Is that like, what's good about like that up against projectiles is that the projectiles that had the travel speed, like you could visually see it a little bit easier. Like the Sandblaster's like hit scan. Like, oh, it's just all of a sudden they're on you. Like, it's very hard to deal with.
Oh, absolutely. All right, activation time here. Going to be difficult to deal with for Docta Afrikan. He's got to be able to hold this pressure.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. I didn't have the second level of charge. Perhaps maybe was expecting the wall bounce. We got activations now. Command grabs as well. Just meaty with it, and then Job busting out afterwards. I'm kind of surprised at that meaty. Either way, Docta Afrikan now with the EX as well. Closes out the round, catching Jot, trying to flinch on those frame traps.
And this is going to set Docta Afrikan up very nicely. If he takes this extra round, he gets to move on through the bracket. So the pressure is on if you are Jot.
And set point on the side of the Bison wielding Docta Afrikan. Great anti-air as well. We talk about how early you need to be with that crouch fears. He was with it that time.
Yeah, able to hold out this time around. Staying out of range too, the Sandblaster. You know, you don't have to be stuck in the block stun, and it gives you that movement freedom.
Ooh, yeah, good job. Great recognition as well. He didn't get the counter hit, so he just went with the jab sequence. Oh, caught him flinching with that V skill too. You see in stars yet again.
Yep. Especially one combo could do it here, and that does it. Jock still in it to win it. He's not down yet.
Most definitely.
Gonna even up the scoreboard 1-1.
Docta Afrikan getting caught reaching a little bit too often right there. Jot teaching him what V skill 2 is all about. And it is about the throw base. That's what's so good about that V skill. So good stuff. And I think Docta Afrikan, he was kind of betting on a little bit of a Hail Mary back throw, right? Because he could really turn the game around if he got that back throw. The Bison is such a menace in the corner, but it was a little bit of an ambitious attempt.
Yeah, we're really not seeing too much corner control here from Docta Afrikan. Not the worst thing in the world, but as you mentioned, Bison really, that's where he's going to excel the most. Got the side switch, so maybe we'll see that change. Big throw.
Yeah, I love him setting up with the EX Cycle Blast on the approach as well. Just being real safe about it, not giving Ja a lot of options to escape. But Ja does find a perfectly timed jump, but Docta Afrikan would have been better of a stand fierce.
Yeah.
Nice backdash on the scissor kick. Well aware of the pressure strings.
Ooh, but misses the throw. Gonna have to eat a big punish as he jumps through it.
What a tech throw from Jod. And he actually got the hit as well, so doesn't have to worry about the seed anymore. Oh, well. Still got to worry about the stomp. You don't need to require any install for that.
Nah, that comes with a build.
Yeah, and standard kit stuff right there.
Yeah. You know, that comes in your adventurers pack.
Yeah.
Everybody gets their sleeping bag.
Exactly. A good old EX stomp, you know. Just found this in my bag. Nice.
I want to know what class Bison's playing.
What class starts with EX stomp? That's cheap. That could be a feat.
Right?
Oh, the EX caught him flinching on the wake up. Yeah, using the shoulder to corner carry as well. You see Ja really trying to mess with his mind a little bit. But the charge! Docta Afrikan one step ahead.
We saw this a second time now. Red, the big charge up, neutral jump, great punish, and a lot of damage.
Snap! Protect your neck, the cross up right there, catching John off guard. And I love when players save stuff like that for the set ending moment. When you have those great shenanigans that are like, it's something that's very easy to forget about, like it's so good to use it one time and to close out the set. Like it becomes damn near unblockable.
Oh yeah, I mean, it adds a little bit of flair, a little bit of style to it, and it definitely burns it in your memory. It's like rolling that nice nat 20. You know, you get to describe how you kill the creature or character. It's a lot of fun. You know, it's very satisfying moments, like ASMR.
Cycle Crusher straight through the torso. A gruesome ending. I've been watching The Boys. There's too much gore in that show. My mind is violent because of that show.
Absolutely. And that is also going to secure Docta Afrikan coming into losers finals to face off against Mataoja for a chance into grand finals. It's going to be a lot of fun. We haven't seen Mataoja play Docta Afrikan yet, so it'll be a new nice little mix up of a match. Gonna see if Mataoja sticks it out with the Balrog. He's been doing pretty damn well throughout the entire evening, so I expect we'll see that, and definitely we'll expect to see Docta Afrikan as well coming in with the Bison.
Yeah, most definitely. Mataoja, I think It's an interesting spot to be in for him at the moment because like he's coming off that losers or that winners finals, right, where he was up 2-0 on ChrisCCH. He was so close to actually just progressing into the winner side of grand finals, but got reverse swept, and it's all up to him now to kind of shake that off a little bit, reset his mental fortitude, and have to deal with a hot Docta Afrikan, right? He just came off 2 back-to-back victories.
Yeah, absolutely. And very convincing at that too, you know. So he's already warmed up. He's ready to go and he's on fire as well. So it'll be interesting to see how he can carry that same energy against Mataoja. But again, too, Mataoja very confident in every match. And it wasn't a clean sweep against ChrisCCH. ChrisCCH was just able to come out a little bit more on top. So
Yeah, exactly. Docta Afrikan definitely showed out up against Chris as well. So both of these players have made Chris sweat, right? Once at winner semis, once at winners finals. But both of them fell to him at the end of the day. So this is all about the match for the run back, right? Who's actually going to get that shot and knocking Chris off his throne? Obviously, the defending champion here for the West Coast at Running Thursdays as well. And we had the repeat champion in East Coast, right? Idom won back-to-back weeks, or I should say back-to-back Running Thursdays for Street Fighter V, and Chris looking to repeat that performance. But he's going to have a tough task no matter who gets into that grand finals. Mataoja, of course, going to be running the Balrog. Docta Afrikan running the Bison. This is some classic Street Fighter right here. This is a Shadowloo game.
oh yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun for sure. And I'm kind of interested too because again, Balrog, you know, very turtley character, and not exactly can guess his movement, but not the fastest character. I think I mentioned too before that M Bison actually has among one of the slowest walk speeds in the game. So it doesn't, I mean, it could look like a slow match, but in reality, I think the pacing is going to be ramped up quite a bit.
Yeah, that's what's funny about these characters, right? Is that neither of them have great walk speed, and yeah, Bison really takes his whole ass time, like leisurely, moving around the screen.
He's old, okay?
Yeah, that's definitely showing his age. But they both have those specials that take them across the screen very quickly, right? We already seen the rush punch on display. We've seen the scissor kick time and time again. So yeah, I'm really interested to see how they balance this grounded neutral.
Yeah, definitely. And you mentioned before too, Docta Afrikan really likes to play that grounded neutral game, you know, especially a lot of scissor kicks, not really seeing a lot of air slumps. So I wonder if he's going to adjust that. We're already seeing big, strong start from Mataoja.
Yeah, my man, straight out the dumpster. I forgot about that. That's where he reps. I forgot about that Mataoja.
I'm liking this pink jumpsuit too. You know, with the little green accent, it's cute.
I actually think a lot of the colors they added for the tracksuits are dope.
Yeah.
My goodness.
He got the white kicks on deck too. Those things are clean. You know he's shining those.
Most
Brings it out
definitely.
for the special occasions.
The Air Force Ones, yeah, definitely. The Nelly versions.
Oh, talk about clean. That V shift was really well done. And a nice little punish to the forward movement. That's going to close out the first round there for Mataoja.
Yeah, and I mean, Mataoja with Docta Afrikan coming off those double victories, and just in general, I mean, Docta Afrikan commands a lot of respect in this scene. He is a very good player, has had a countless really high placings in tournament after tournament. So Mataoja, though, has been at it just as long, and I mean, he is showing that just because you haven't heard of me as much as you heard of Docta Afrikan doesn't mean I'm not a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, absolutely here. Nice big throw, a lot of damage behind it. Oh, but the crush!
Both players pressing the big buttons. Mataoja beat him to the punch, though. Slide, great job not activating. Saul was on hit, crushing glass back to back.
I like doing that, the idea of doing the double dash forward, but activation time here for Docta Afrikan.
Oh, the 3-framer cut him off at the pass right there. Challenge effectively.
Yeah. I was mentioning this a little bit, but doing the double dash to push Balrog forward like that, I really like that answer. You push him closer to the corner. You know, you're getting him in a space where you're going to be comfortable playing and also giving yourself a little bit of a buffer, especially if they're not doing a quick rise in any capacity.
Yo, this man, Docta Afrikan, is so ready every time.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as he recovered from that EX, ready to take advantage of Mataoja, thinking that he could take his turn, and now again has taken the corner for himself. Oh my goodness.
This is a classic. Classic slide in to activate, but the V reversal gets him out of the corner, but not for long. The X scissor kick's gonna keep him down. Ooh.
Wow, Mataoja finding a big play, and actually with the reset, cuts off that screen with the back throw. but the slide comes through again. However, Docta Afrikan, yeah, just commits to it in the V skill too. I didn't even realize he had that. And again, we talked about it. Saving these shenanigans, these gimmicks for those round-ending moments. Another one right there from Docta Afrikan. Beautiful cross-up.
Oh, really, really well done, and just a classic. I mean, I would get hit by it.
Yeah.
It's so hard to guess, especially when you set it up where it's that tightly timed. I mean, you're moving your hand back and forth, just hoping that it doesn't land.
Yeah, the wrist breakers, exactly. Like, oh no, like at the last second you're trying to block the cross up and it's just a little bit too late.
Yeah.
Definitely happens a lot of the time. And yeah, I don't even remember Docta Afrikan doing the V skill before that moment. So again, it's a great job, kind of a long-term conditioning.
Absolutely. Stuck in the corner here, gets hit with the projectile in the neutral jump. Nice lockdown here from Docta Afrikan, but the V reversal gonna give Mataoja a little bit of breathing room.
It's a little bit. Let him have too much air. You know, Docta Afrikan trying to suffocate him with his offense. Oh, and of course the slide activate.
Yep, and again, seeing that double dash, push him into the corner, but the V, if he had that spacing to be able to nail it.
Oh no, he tried to do something right after that slide and getting clipped. I respect that follow-up. Yeah, you can see just pulling the Psycho Blast out now after that V skill got him a little bit antsy and we got the command throw. Yeah, I mean, it's just a guess at that point, a 50-50 for your life. Unfortunately, the coin flip did not go in your favor.
No, it unfortunately did. Another round there for Docta Afrikan, very convincingly at that. Seems like Mataoja starts to get a momentum, but he's not able to kind of keep his pace. He gets a crush counter. Nice neutral jump, but nothing off of it.
Yeah, right now, the speed that Docta Afrikan is playing at right now, it just feels like it's making Mataoja uncomfortable. Great confirm off the stand fierce. But like he is being wild with like the scissor kicks really, and he's just so ready to take advantage of it.
Oh,
he's using it as like a
overhead.
respacing.
Yeah, he blocked the overhead though, but he's gonna have to eat the throw here. A lot of big damage to follow and stuck in the corner this time.
Oh no, his legs got clipped. You saw him stand up at attention.
Watch your toes.
Not a good look, man.
No.
The boots, bro.
No, they're getting scuffed.
Oh my god, this dude, Docta Afrikan, we were talking about his scissor kick game, but my goodness, bro.
I know, he's pulling through right now. Ooh, nice charge with the Psycho Blast.
He's running with scissors. Yeah, it's not safe. Like, it's not safe to do that.
It's like that meme. What do you have? A knife? No!
Again, you talked about that breathing room is so important. Mataoja doesn't want to get shoved into that corner where he can kind of nullify that rush punch space.
Absolutely. Goes in with the slide activation, trying to make some stuff safe, but he picked it up!
Afrikan, you were ready for that trade combo? How is he ready for every single scenario? That was ridiculous. I have never seen that before.
The man can look into the future, I'm convinced.
What in the world? That was bonkers, bro. All right, that was impressive. Docta Afrikan, like I said, commands a lot of respect in this fighting game community. He is a tremendous player. You see right there, a Bison expert. I've never seen that before. This man is ready for every scenario you can get into with Bison.
He got them Spider-Man reflexes.
Yeah.
We about to see a Marvel superhero. Forget Doctor Strange, it's Docta Afrikan.
Oh, facts. He would save us from the multiverse of madness.
Oh, absolutely. Especially with the Bison like this, getting the stun on.
The classic, the Street Fighter V +2 whiff throws, then the tick throw to follow that. I mean, I think Docta Afrikan kind of broke his morale with that last round, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, again, I found Marvel's new superhero right here.
Facts, bro. Well, this is gonna be the next Disney Plus show right here. And so that's why he's letting Ed take over Shadowloo. He's like, I got bigger fish to fry, fam. I signed that Mickey Mouse contract. Like, making the mouse money now.
Ooh, oh!
That was, yeah, funky.
Yeah, a little bit odd. Maybe caught the dash up here, but gotta be careful. Mataoja does not have a lot of health to spare.
Oh, I forgot his name's emotional damage too. Definitely inflicting a whole lot of that.
Oh yeah.
Mataoja looking to hold on here, trying to turn it up, but nah.
Oh.
Instead, Docta Afrikan turns it right off. A 3-0 victory in losers finals. It was a dominant performance here. And I mean, Docta Afrikan, the only person he lost to before this was ChrisCCH, and he has achieved his run back.
Yeah, he's definitely going to get that run back. Mataoja, unfortunately, going to have to go run to the therapist after that emotional damage. It was hard. But I want to say Mataoja had still held a lot of strong moments. It wasn't a clean watch, even if it was a 3-0. There's a lot of rounds that he took. There's still a lot of damage. And oftentimes, we're seeing a lot of back and forth. We're seeing round per round. We're seeing them get to about mid-health, but it just seemed like Docta Afrikan was able to really control that ground space. And I mean, again, you mentioned that that's where he is strong at. And we saw that really excel in that match.
Most definitely. He is a grounded, like a Street Fighter player to the core. Like, he just wants to sit there, whiff buttons at you, play footsies, kind of use his scissor kick to take up that space a little bit, steal some turns here and there, but he loves playing that traditional Street Fighter style. So I always like seeing Docta Afrikan. He's been one of my favorite Bison since forever, and he is here in grand finals up against ChrisCCH with that run back. And we're going to see. It was definitely a good showing in winners semis, right? You see in that winners bracket.
Oh, yeah.
That was our very first match of the day where Docta Afrikan made ChrisCCH sweat to get into that winners finals, and he has earned his run back, going through Giyu, Jot, and Mataoja in that order to get into the grand finals.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he definitely has earned his spot here coming into grand finals. And is he going to dethrone ChrisCCH? Won last week. Is he gonna win this week again, or Docta Afrikan gonna come out on top? You know, really reigning true with the Bison.
Yeah, man. Like, you could tell this dude just knows the ins and outs of that character, right? Like, he was might as well been the second in command when it comes to Shadow Lu. Like, he knows Bison like the back of his hand, whether it be how to pressure against opponents, ready with the trade combos and really weird scenarios that you're not used to seeing. We saw he's even breaking out the shenanigans with the cross-up Psycho Crushers and the cross-up Psycho Blast with V-Skill 2. Like, he's really just putting on the full array of tools with the character. He's has a display of them.
Absolutely. But again, this is ChrisCCH we're talking about.
Yes.
Like, this is the man, the myth, the legend himself. Mm-hmm. And one of among the top Street Fighter V West Coast players. If not, I would even argue to say he's among one of the top players in US right now.
Yeah,
easily.
I would agree.
So, you know, and definitely going to earn his spot here in grand finals, but can he overcome, you know, the tyrant that is ChrisCCH?
Yeah, he's gonna try to use his own tyrant to do that, right, with the Bison. And we're gonna see this is grand finals here. Thanks everybody once again for joining us for another run in Thursdays. This is the West Coast ladder. Chris looking to repeat his performance, but Docta Afrikan trying to stand in his way, though. It is going to be from the loser side, so the first 3 games is not gonna be enough up against Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. You gotta give it to him too. He's gonna have a lot of stamina to make it through all these matches and still have to take on ChrisCCH. For ChrisCCH right now, with a big life lead and a lot of damage, gets the wall bounce carried back into the neutral. Gotta eat the throw.
Yeah, Docta Afrikan is gonna start trying to turn it around here. Looking for the big Psycho Axis, wants the big damage on the board. A lot of fierce is being pressed. Great buffer right there, and you can see how quickly Bison gets back into the game.
Absolutely. Yeah, and you gotta be able to block the projectile. I mean, again, what are your options? Neutral jump over the projectile, but then you're gonna get hit, right? Block the projectile, now you get thrown, so you're stuck in the corner.
It's definitely, and Chris, I mean, Docta Afrikan. Oh, he whiffed! Oh. Chris definitely wanted the flash knuckle to just go into the CA for chip after that. But Docta Afrikan continued to hold back just right outside that range. Expert stuff.
Absolutely. Gonna get a nice small start here to the round for ChrisCCH, but you gotta feel confident after that one. The EX scissor kick definitely gonna put an exclamation point to it. It's a throw, but no punish at that range.
Yeah, that's another great thing about Bison is that stand jab has pretty decent range right there. So that's what we saw lead into the EX scissor. And once again, there's a kind of putting up that wall that Chris cannot penetrate.
Oh, oh, again! Didn't land once. We'll try it again. Lands a second time around. Gets plenty of damage off of it. The wall bounce. The screen carry from corner to corner, C to C.
Yeah, all the way across the land. The Shining is going for Chris's side right now. Looking like the star he is. However, Docta Afrikan trying to snuff that out.
Absolutely here. Nice blocks here from Chris, but
The classics. Oh no, he's looking up with the crouch low. He thinks he's Cody. ChrisCCH doing his Momochi impression right there. The crouch short into the V trigger. Not gonna be enough though. Too heavily scaled. Oh my god, I can't believe I didn't know what side that hit on. That jump fierce. That was scary.
Oh. What a wild match.
You're like, bro, like what was that round, huh?
Yeah.
Like, what am I supposed to say about that?
You can say you got an anti-air in the corner here. Nice cross up the follow too, out of the corner, and in a nice ideal situation here. If you're ChrisCCH, the chase down.
Oh, he even
this man's got his eyes on the
shift.
prize.
Yeah, my man's was hunting.
Lining up the shot, the throw.
Okay.
Gonna close out the match. First one on the board goes to ChrisCCH.
That was a dominant round right there. Definitely felt like it just kind of got away from Docta Afrikan. You know, there's rounds like that happen in fighting games, right? Where like even during a competitive set, even when you kind of like have the momentum in your corner, the start of the round could just kind of go bad and it could just snowball. That is very common in fighting games. This kind of felt like what had happened right there.
Yeah, I definitely would agree. And that's the other thing too. When you get a nice strong start to the round, it's very easy to continue to follow through, especially because you start to gain that confidence through it.
And
but,
this is a perfect example.
Exactly. One hit to stun here. What's the setup? The throw?
Chris, what a block. And I love that Docta Afrikan went with a 3-framer right there because Chris pressed buttons after that last cycle axe. But man, it is impossible to maneuver around that stand medium kick from that space in the corner.
I'm sorry, but we're seeing a different kind of dictator right here coming from Bison, Docta Afrikan. But, you know, you don't let one round get to you. You have a nice strong start coming into the second one here. You're ChrisCCH. Interesting thing too coming in when you have the teleport as well. It does have some invincibility with projectile if you time it right, but you say this time and time again, Sandblast is really hard to counter.
Yeah. Exactly right. It's just like the travel speed basically being non-existent really makes it tough. Docta Afrikan with a great wake up air to air, but a better V shift counter, another jump back air to air. Cycle blast does come off this time. Maybe he thought it was the V skill and held forward.
Yeah, uses the V reversal this time around to keep that pressure off of him.
Was that punish straight up? Yes, indeed.
Oh my god.
You ain't going nowhere right there, Chris. Clean
now
it
he
up.
saw the oh my god.
Yeah,
I was gonna say he cleaned that up the moment he saw that cross. Oh, he was ready for it.
Right, he had the CA on deck, and we've talked about it. Chris has never been cheap with the meter. And he knows he can spin it for a kill. He takes it every time.
Absolutely, puts it all on black, and it lands.
Oh, nice. Eventually catching Chris trying to walk back right there.
Ooh.
Oh, cancels. Oh, looking a little scurry. We okay?
Yeah, a double slowdown, I guess, both from the activation and from the B shift there. Alright, using the V trick with the buff Sandblaster here.
Docta Afrikan, he's been kind of autopiloting these V shifts after getting anti-aired, and Chris has been punishing him with jump ins. Oh no,
big stun.
Docta Afrikan, a little bit too aggressive on the wake up again. Maybe it was kind of like looming because like he was playing up against Ja, remember, and in that same situation, Ja didn't go for the autopilot like forward or whatever that button is for the +1. I think that might have been why he tried to get aggressive right there.
Yeah, absolutely. But you got to know and learn when to take your turn. You know, you got to learn how to share, right? Yeah. And unfortunately, that just wasn't the time for it. I don't want to see Docta Afrikan go down like this. I want to see more Street Fighter. I want to see a reset. So coming into the third match here, if ChrisCCH takes it, he's going to be a second-time reigning champion. But I have hope. I have hope.
I do too, especially because our East Coast Grand Finals, it started like this, right? Where Idom went up 2-0. He was in the winner side of Grand Finals. And the loser side representative, Arturo, was able to run it back 3 straight for the reset. So we got some precedence for that. Hopefully Docta Afrikan can pull that off here. But looks like we're going back to the menu for a second. Make sure that everything is in prim proper shape as it is Grand Finals. And Docta Afrikan don't got any more lives to play with. So I understand wanting to maybe reset the momentum a little bit here. But yes, thank you once again, everybody, for this grand finals. You know, you mentioned the gambling a couple of times. What is your game of choice?
I actually don't gamble.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't gamble.
I
When I go
respect
to
that.
Vegas, I just go for the food
Smart.
and Evo, which by the way, Evo will be coming up in a couple weeks. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And speaking of schedules here, because we know we have Evo coming up, and that's actually when CLG is gonna be taking a break. So they have Strive coming up this week. They're gonna take a break for Evo, and then upcoming in the next month, they're actually gonna be featuring some new games to the roster, so that you're gonna see tournaments regularly with Tekken, DNF, and a community vote tournament. So if you guys want to see more Street Fighter V action, make sure you go and vote for the community game, because that's going to be really important. We want to be able to commentate more Street Fighter. We want to be able to see more Street Fighter, and we guys want to see you guys play more Street Fighter too. So
Yes, most definitely. I have been a big fan of the Street Fighter V ladders here for CLG running Thursdays. Both the West Coast and East Coast brackets, both weeks have been super dope. So hopefully get to see this as a continuation. I think CLG plans for running Thursdays for the foreseeable future, right? So I know in the chat earlier they talked about still running Street Fighter V regardless of community vote. But I think that would be like the month afterwards, you know what I mean? If it doesn't make it into the community vote. So yeah, we want to keep the Street Fighter V consistent. So make sure you get your votes in.
for sure. A Vega.
Ooh, okay. The African going with something a little bit quicker on the ground, a little bit different.
Okay.
But ChrisCCH, you might have some decent matchup experience against this given Jot's selection of the character from time to time.
Yeah, that's very, very true. No, really interesting. I'm kind of excited to see, one with the V skill too. I like V skill too because it has a little bit of pullback there, so it's really easy to catch people with a punish. But right now, he's just eating damage for damage for damage.
Yeah, and then Chris, I mean, looking at unfazed by this switch, and even pressing buttons after that, he's like, bro, it's not your turn. Chris once again and just trying to close this one out. A V shift. We've seen that on a couple of times when the opponents have tried to press buttons back, but the African hopefully finding some hope.
Yeah, we're seeing that there. Nice V shift away from the throw, but the trade is gonna work in ChrisCCH's favor. Put him around on the board and set him up for tournament point.
Chris looking too clean.
Now he can handle some spice.
Yeah, we talked about it. Don't give me the white people spicy. Give them the real one.
Yeah.
The blonde. Don't let the blonde hair fool you.
I'm ready for it. These the sand blasting right now. I need my mouth blasted too. Give me the flavor.
Oh man. Oh, the sandblaster again, mentioning it, harkening to it. Oh my goodness, we're feeling real frisky from Docta Afrikan, but unfortunately, the loafer is getting tagged.
Oh, interesting. I don't know if that was an air or just a jump in. Worked out though. Just slightly out of range. The sandblaster there. Activation, big damage. Gonna go in.
Oh, and I love that the little hesitation caught Chris flinching, and then again the big crouch heavy. Chris trying to wake up with those buttons. We talked about you got to really condition him because he will be aggressive upon his Oki.
Oh, absolutely. Again, you got to be able to punish him and make him learn, like, hey, you can't be hitting these buttons on wake up. You can't be that aggressive. You got to know that it's my turn. Else you're gonna get punished for it.
Oh,
I like that delay.
That was so good.
Mm.
Switching up the air timings. On Docta Afrikan, he don't got. I was gonna say he doesn't have to actually go to Chris right now. Oh, but instead does get cut off at the pass. Great tech throw. It's gonna be able to reset the pace a little bit. Let Docta Afrikan not just get snowballed.
Absolutely. And a hit away from getting V-trigger again, and the activation could be huge here. Gonna have to hit this one, stay in the corner. Oh, and he loses claw.
Yeah.
There's the activation point.
Yeah,
out of the corner.
Wanted to escape, and he does so here.
But without claw, he does lose some of that range, so it's really unfortunate here for Docta Afrikan. He's got to play in the space.
Yeah, and Docta Afrikan, you know, he wanted that jump in to be at least blocked so he can like make him guess with the command throw.
Chip.
But the chip damage is there. ChrisCCH, back-to-back running Thursdays, your West Coast champion.
How many times now, if I had $1 for every time ChrisCCH ended a round in Critical Art, I'd be able to go get me something spicy.
This man Luke said kind of cringe to go on about beauty during a fight, dude. Wow. What a main character.
Yeah, gonna reign true as the dictator, at least for CLG's tournament tonight. A lot of fun, really, really great matches all around. We got to see Docta Afrikan, ChrisCCH, Mataoja, Antony, Mortsy, Revilo, and Gyu all really played well, able to run through. And again, just because they lost or didn't make it into grand finals, they still worked their butts off because of the style of the tournament. As a ladder tournament, right? They had to play multiple matches to be able to even earn their spot to top 8. But gonna see 2-time now ChrisCCH reigning true.
Most definitely, right? Yeah, and we had some heavy hitters in the bracket that didn't end up making it into the top 8, right? Like Nephew, I think, competed in the ladder, just didn't end up making it, fell short of it. I believe Eli the Curry. There was a couple of players that you would expect to make it into the top 8, but some of our ladder participants showed out today. Like you said, Revilo, Antony, putting in the grind, putting in the matches, and making it into the top 8. So it was nice to see some new, fresh faces in addition to our familiar ones as well. And it was another great bracket, right? ChrisCCH and IDOM, I mean, they are extremely on point going into Evo, and you want to peak right now. This is the time to do it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Especially with Evo on the horizon, as you mentioned. You know, I don't know if these two players are going to be there to compete, but they're definitely people you want to constantly keep an eye out for. And speaking of keeping an eye out for, Ringe, what's the breakdown with the tournaments here for CLG? Just so that way chat knows when to tune in next.
Ooh, well, I also want to call for the replays real quick because I know we got some match footage. So we're going to put that up as I get to the schedule because as you mentioned, right, there is going to be Guilty Gear Strive next week when it comes to the CLG FGC run at Thursdays. We had a Street Fighter 5, not last week, but the week before, and then we alternated it with that Guilty Gear Strive. So it's definitely been kind of that back and forth, that give and take between Guilty Gear and Street Fighter to start this off. And as you mentioned, we're going to get Strive next week, and then the week after that is going to be that Evo break, right? So there's going to be plenty of action on that Thursday, though. There's going to be a bunch of fighting game players. The top level fighting game players are going to be gathered in one area. So there's going to be a bunch of streams Thursday with Street Fighter, Guilty Gear, every fighting game you could possibly want. There's going to be high level action going on Thursday. And then, of course, all types of action for Evo that whole weekend. And then, yeah, they'll be back after that in a new month, right? It's going to be August after that. And I believe that's when they're going to start, as you mentioned, Tekken and DNF as well as a community game. So Running Thursday has got all the fighting games covered. As much fighting game action as you could possibly want, it is covered right here on CLG.
Replays here coming in with Hi man see that, but I think Docta Afrikan had such a good control anytime he was able to get somebody in the corner.
Yeah, I mean, Docta Afrikan is just so good at utilizing Bison's strengths. Like, he really takes an inch and stretches it to a mile, and he is best exemplified when he has his opponent in the corner, right? But Chris just did a great job kind of from round start, making sure that he didn't get bullied back into that space. It's very easy for Bison to kind of walk you down and just whittle away at your life, and you trying to get that space away from him to try to start your game, and then all of a sudden your back's just towards the corner and you have nowhere to go. Chris was very aware of that from the get-go. I never let himself put in that position often.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, that can be a difficult thing, especially when you face against another character like, let's say, Vega or something like that. We're seeing that here. But he had such a strong, again, closing out with the critical art, such a strong knowledge of not only what his opponent's resources were, what his opponent's skills were, but also what his own resources were. We saw that. Again, if I had $1 for every time he ended a round in critical art, I'd be able to get something spicy. Maybe some spicy water.
Yeah, at the very least, some spicy water. But you could probably buy the whole Go-Go Curry, honestly, because he did in those rounds constantly throughout top 8 with the CA, right? We talked about how he was never cheap, and you build meters so fast in this game that there's really no reason to be cheap a lot of the time when you can close out the round. So I love Chris, and he's very confident in his neutral game as well, right? Like, the thing about Luke is that he's got very strong just base kit tools, you know what I mean? The fireball, the normals. He doesn't really need meter to like play his game plan at the top level. So because of that, he's like, I'll just spin the CA, and then at the next round start, I'm still at advantage anyway because I'm Luke.
Yeah, absolutely. And because of that, because he picked Luke and because he played so well this evening, he is going to get a payout. Now, Ringe, what is that payout breakdown? Because these players are going to get paid. It wasn't just bragging rights that was on the line this evening.
No, most definitely not. So you can see ChrisCCH making another clean 200 for his second consecutive first place prizing here at the Run It Thursdays. And then we break it down from there, the 80 bucks, the 52, all the way down for seventh place getting paid out. Because again, it is $400 for each coast at $800 total prize pot being put up by CLG entirely. So big ups to them, making sure our players get played or paid in addition to watching them get played.
Absolutely. And that's what's important here is we support the community, and you can support the community too. And if you want to continue to support the community, support this tournament, and support CounterLogic Gaming, you can go make sure to follow them at CLG FGC on Twitter. You can obviously shoot them a follow here as well on Twitch. And if you want to be part of the fun as well, you can go join their tournaments. I believe they'll be having Guilty Gear next week. And if you want to give them some feedback as well, they appreciate it. You can do that exclamation point feedback. Go check out the tiny URL. You can enter in your feedback there. The team definitely takes it and they listen. They, will change and adjust accordingly because of that. So make sure you guys go. They also have a YouTube you can check out and a variety of other social media platforms. So make sure, please, go support CLG. They're putting on an amazing show, great production, and amazing players to count too.
And the changes are implemented quickly, right? We talked about how last time we had Street Fighter V, everybody started in that winner side of the top 8 bracket, but they listened to the community feedback, put a little bit more emphasis on the ladder side of things, and then we started the top 8 with the top 4 in winners and the bottom 4 in losers. So already implementing changes. You love to see the feedback, and yeah, I would love to have or to be a part of the Run It Thursdays. It was a lot of fun. Thank you, Flexes, for joining me this week. Tell the people all about yourself and where to find you.
Yeah, so again, I am Flexes flexing on them, bringing the spice to the mic. I like the heat. If you guys want to go and check out the things that I have to do, I am actually part of EXO Academy for this wave, the commentary wave, so you guys can keep track of my journey. EXO Academy, really, really cool. It is a boot camp for women in the fighting game community, so they can up their game and their level in the FGC. So you can go follow them at EXO Academy FGC. You can follow me on Twitter at Flexes_. On Twitch, I do stream and talk through commentary as well as other fighting games and fun pieces over at twitch.tv/Flexes__. I also have an Instagram. I talk about Taekwondo, fighting games, and a little bit of personal stuff in between. Maybe a little bit of D&D as well. Over on Instagram at Flexes Flexin. So, but Ringe, where can the good people find you if they want to see your lovely face?
I gotta get on that martial artist tip like you are. I've seen the gram. I've seen you go to the Taekwondo tournaments. That is really cool. But yeah, I mean, my plug is not gonna be as professional as that one. That one was like an expert level plug, to be honest with you. Yeah, I stream on Twitch at Ringe. My Twitter is at Ringe_ at the very end right there. Yeah, you can see it up on the screen right now. So yeah, follow me. I'll be at Evo. I'll be commentating some things. I do stream. I try to kind of break down my preparation for tournaments. I haven't done it for Evo yet, but we'll see. I've been kind of in my cave when it comes to preparation for that. But yeah, big ups to CLG. Thank you again so much, Flexes. It was a hell of a time commentating. Lots of fun. And we'll see y'all next week for Guilty Gear Strive. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Peace out.
Adios.